Kim Kardashian speaks on Kanye West mental health. Hushpuppi's lawyer Pissetzky said he's transferred from another prison or he's transferred to another prison. Then we also have the news in terms of the NDDC contracts that has to deal with the minister Godswill Akpabio. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to be updated on daily videos for upcoming trends. Kim Kardashian has finally broken down her silence about her husband Kanye West. Recent rants on Twitter. The father of four who has bipolar disorder, you know, accused Kardashians of white supremacy. As I posted in my previous video. In the statement, actually Kim Kardashian, suggested that Kanye, is battling with bipolar disorder, and that is playing a major role in his ongoing Twitter rants. But she never mentioned about the divorce, which is out there online making waves. But as many of you know, and this is Kim Kardashian saying, Kanye has bipolar disorder. Anyone who has this or has a loved one in their life who does knows how incredibly complicated and painful it is to understand. I've never spoken publicly about how this has affected us at home because I am very protective of our children and Kanye's right to privacy when it comes to his health. But today I feel like I should comment on it because of the stigma and misconceptions about mental health. Those that understand mental health or even compulsive behavior know that the family is powerless unless the member is a minor. People who are unaware of far removed from this experience can be judgmental and not understand that the individual themselves have to engage in the process of getting help, no matter how hard family and friends try. I understand Kanye is subject to criticisms because he is a public figure and his actions at times can cause strong opinions and emotions. He is a brilliant but complicated person who, on top of the pressures of being an artist and a black man who experienced the painful loss of his mother and has to deal with the pressure and isolation that is heightened by his bipolar disorder. And this is Kim saying, talking about her husband, Kanye West. Those who are close with Kanye know his heart and understand his words. Sometimes do not align with his intentions. Okay. She's trying to say that Kanye's words sometimes don't really align with his intentions. Okay. Living with bipolar disorder does not diminish or invalidate his dreams and his creative ideas, no matter how big or unobtainable they may feel to some. That is part of his genius, and as we have all witnessed, many of his big dreams have come true. We as a society talk about giving grace to the issue of mental health as a whole. However, we should also give it to the individuals who are living with it in times when they need it the most. I kindly ask that the media and public give us the compassion and empathy that is needed so that we can get through this. Thank you for those who have expressed concern for Kanye's well being and for your understanding. With love and gratitude, Kim Kardashian West. So Kim, in my previous video I talked about Kim not actually Kim and her family, the Kardashians, have not stepped out, to actually give a public, um, information, about the whole tweet of Kanye dissing her and her family. But you can hear, from what I've just read and from what you're seeing on the screen, a public, composure, statement, actually giving composed statement given, out by Kim Kardashian. So Kanye West, today was actually pictured, shopping for children's clothes at Walmart after his Twitter tirade that saw him call out his wife Kim Kardashian and mother-in-law Kris Jenner. He actually stepped out with two of his friends and two security guards, and one of his friends, Diamond Dash, who actually denied that the rapper is crazy, and slammed Kim Kardashian for suggesting her husband was mentally ill. Yeah, man, that's what a friend have to do. So Dash defended Kanye West in an interview with Page Six as he flew into rally around the star, amidst the Twitter meltdowns. I mean, that's a good friend. And Damon Dash, he said people think, Kanye lost his mind just because he cried. And the way he lost his mind and jumped on a jet and then jumped off the jet to come back to his 40,000 acre ranch. And that's in Wyoming. Yeah, I would love to lost my mind like that. Dash told Page Six. He also, I think he dissed, Kim, trying to say that she really doesn't have concerns over her husband's mental health. Hit the subscribe button for more updates on trending news with our YouTube channel. We're also going to talk about how do I even start with this guy now? How do I introduce him? Do I say the Hush in the Puppy, or do I say Hushpuppi, or do I say Ramon Abbas, aka Hushpuppi? We all know Hushpuppi. He's been arraigned in court and he appeared the first time in Chicago. And his lawyer Gal Pissetzky, you know, a known lawyer in Chicago, for all these civil and criminal cases, for top rated criminal cases. And recently, yesterday in the news, it was going around circulating that Hush Puppy has actually been released. As you can see in the tweets and social media posts, by individuals as shown on the screen. You know, um, Gal Pissetzky actually had to say that, hey, the internet fraudster Ramon Abbas, aka Hush Puppy, has not been released. So according to Pissetzky, Hush Puppy was transferred to another prison instead. The lawyer also confirmed he was still representing Hush Puppy. Okay. So Hush Puppy's lawyer, came, just after the circulation, that yeah, I think Hush Puppy fired his lawyer, this, that, and he's been released. So you would have seen the Yahoo boys, man, actually post so many um motivational quotes, because Hush Puppy is a real, guy that is giving morals to most of these other guys, man, who are on the same trend, the same team or bandwagon, whichever word you want to use for that. But he the Pissetzky actually, said that Hush Puppy has been moved to California for trial, and he told Punch on Wednesday night that he has not been released, and he's still his lawyer, and this was while on his way to California. He said not everything you see on court documents is accurate. Just because the jail record says released does not mean he has been released. He's been transferred to California. Okay. So over to our honorable, our minister, Godswill Akpabio. I mean, your name is God's will. I don't know what Akpabio means, in Efik or from Akwa Ibom State where you come from. But I feel like you should live up to your name, God's will. Your parents didn't just give you that name, boy. I don't know what yours is. I don't know what will you are now, whether it's Akpabio's will. But House of Reps, um, sued Godswill Akpabio for failing to release the names of lawmakers who got NDDC contracts. And as we all know recently, this NDDC contracts, has been making waves, and the money, 80 something billion naira just squandered, showing us bridge it being constructed with wood, saying it cost 2 point something billion naira, you know, in the it's just in South region. It's just funny. Even the projects that were not actually constructed, but the money was actually assigned, and House of Representatives has resolved to issue a criminal complaint of perjury and civil defamation lawsuit against the Minister of Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio, after he failed to publish the names of members of the National Assembly, that have been awarded contracts by the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC). So on Monday, July 20th, Akpabio, as we all know, testified, at the House of Representatives panel, as he's been investigated against allegations of financial recklessness at the NDDC. Alleged, that most of the contracts awarded in the commission were to members of the National Assembly, and this is has been said by Godswill Akpabio. But the Speaker of House of Reps, Femi Gbajabiamila, gave a 48 hours ultimatum to Godswill Akpabio to release the names of the lawmakers, in question or face punitive measures. So as of Thursday 23, which is today, Akpabio didn't do anything, and the House had agreed to take Akpabio to court for such a defamatory statement. So the Speaker of House of Reps, Femi Gbajabiamila, actually said that he will not allow anyone to assassinate the character of the House. And after giving the 48-hour ultimatum, and nothing to substantiate for that, from Akpabio to actually release the names who these contracts we are actually, given to. So, this morning, they just had to engage in legal, counsel and services, against him, kind of criminal complaints and all that perjury against the minister. So this is actually, it's getting some heat, and I feel like some people will be called out, and hey, we'll see how it goes. Everything that starts hot in Nigeria, so long as it's within the connected crew, those who are amongst the national cake eaters, before you know it, this same news that is being hit, the heat at the moment, you won't hear anything about it. That's Nigeria for you. So in order to be updated on new videos, I want you to hit the subscribe button to be notified.